The Legacy Unlocked, Episode 38. The truth is finally revealed.
Nothing unusual. That was how they wanted it to sound.
I think we're ready.
Careful, responsible, complete. Because once something was called corrected, most people stopped asking whether it still sat where it was supposed to. That was the comfort of revision. It sounded honest. It sounded finished. It sounded safe. The document lay on the desk between them. One line of text near the middle looked clean enough. Sharp, readable, stable. That was what they wanted her to see. A corrected entry, a repaired record, a line brought back into order, not the way it rested against the lines around it. That was the mistake. The man across from her didn't look concerned. He looked settled. It was corrected, he said. Calm, easy, certain, as if accuracy was the only thing that mattered. For most people, it was. Because once words looked right enough, they stopped asking whether they sat on the same baseline as the rest. That was where systems hid best. Not in spelling, in placement. Sarah looked at the entry. Not at the wording, at the line it sat on, at the invisible level the letters were meant to share. That was the difference. Other people read text. Sarah read position. A woman to the side relaxed too early. Another person pressed the page slightly flatter against the desk, as if smoothness could make alignment feel natural. That was useful. It meant they believed correction was enough. Sarah leaned forward, not to question the entry itself, to compare where its letters rested against the row around them. That was where the story broke. A real correction would change words. It would not change the baseline without changing the whole line with it. This one did. The entry sat a fraction lower than the words before it. Not enough to look wrong to someone reading quickly. Enough to break rhythm. That was the problem. The letters matched. Their height didn't. One corrected segment rested heavier below the line the other still followed. That was worse, because wrong wording could be blamed on editing. A shifted baseline belonged to insertion, to replacement.
What is it?
To a segment dropped into place after the row had already been built. Sarah looked again.
What is it?
Not at the meaning, at the level. The left side, then the right, then the center where the corrected word sat. The man across from her noticed the pause. His shoulders changed before his face did. That was enough. "What is it?" the woman asked. Too soon, too exposed.
This establishes.
Sarah placed one finger under the original
This
text to the left,
establishes our
then
original
moved it under the
baseline.
corrected entry. "This rests here," she said. Then she held the lower segment. "This rests lower." Silence. No one interrupted. Because alignment was not opinion. It was structure. And structure was hard to deny once a line stopped matching itself. The man leaned forward, looked at the left side again, then the corrected entry, then the right side. He didn't answer. That was the answer. The woman to the side straightened slowly. Another person stopped touching the page. That was how certainty broke. Not when the line looked edited, when the line looked rebuilt. The same entry they called corrected now exposed the place where it had been dropped in instead of restored. Sarah didn't push further. She didn't need to. The baseline was doing enough already. One line, one shift, one level that did not belong. 3 details that should have protected their version, now turning against it. The man sat back, careful now, no longer
The
settled.
corrected segment indicates
The
a
document
deliberate
remained open
alteration of the
between
data.
them. Still
The
readable,
room's
still
judgment is clear.
corrected, still official, and no longer whole. Sarah stepped back half a pace, still there, still watching, but no longer proving. Because once a line stops sharing the same ground, correction stops being correction. And sometimes, the fastest way to expose a silent insertion is not to read what was fixed. It is to check whether the words still stand on the same line as everything around them.
The truth is coming home. Stay with me for the finale. Subscribe now.